Alright, let's talk about areas of circles and sectors. So hopefully you remember the area of a circle formula, area equals pi r squared. But let's say we only want part of a circle. Let's say that circle, that degree is 130 degrees. And our radius there is 5 inches. So what we're going to take that same formula, but we don't want all of it. We just want this part right here. So to do that, we're going to do, like we did with our circumference, we're going to do 130 over 360 to give the part of that circle, and then use the rest of the formula. So times pi times our radius, which is 5, squared. So 5 squared is 25. So you got 130 over 360 times pi times 25. And then just type the rest of that in your calculator. So 130 over 360 times 5 times 3.14. And you're going to get an area about 5 and 7/10 inches squared. If you didn't, if you left it in terms of pi, which sometimes you'll do, it would just be the 130 over 360 times 5. So that would be 65 over 36 pi. So that would be the exact answer. But if it wants an approximation, then you'd give the 5 and 7/10. Alright, so now we got two circles here, and we want to find the area in blue. Alright, so let's first start with the pink area there. So my area equals pi r squared. Well, my radius there, I have a diameter, so I'm going to take that 5 4/10 and divide it by 2. And get 2 7/10. So area equals pi times 2 7/10 squared. So I'm going to square that radius, and I'm going to get 7 29/100 pi. I'm going to leave it that way for right now. Now I need to find the area of the blue. Well, so I'm going to start at this circle and go out. So I know this is 2 7/10, and I know this is 2 2/10, so I'm going to add those up and get 4 9/10. So let's change colors here. Since we're working blue, let's do blue. So my area is going to be pi times 4 9/10 squared. So I'm going to do 4 9/10 squared and get 24 100 pi. So I want to find the blue, so I'm going to subtract those two answers. So I'm going to do 24 100 minus, or pi, minus the 7 29/100 pi. So I get an answer. Probably should have changed colors for this too, just so you can see the difference here. It's not moving my blue circle. Oh, we know what we're doing. We've seen it. Alright, so subtract that, we get 16 72/100 pi. For an answer of, or about, because the 16 72/100 would be the exact answer. The approximation would be about 52 5/10 centimeters squared. Alright, so now we're going to find the area of this shaded region right here. So we're going to start the same way. We're going to find the area of, if we were just finding that whole sector of that circle. So we're going to do the area equals 120 over 360 times pi times our radius, which is 20, squared. So here I'm not going to, I'm going to leave it in terms of pi. So I'm going to do 20 squared, which is 400, times the 120 over 360. I'm going to get 400, well, let me make that a fraction, or a mixed number. So I'm going to get 133 and 1/3 pi when I work all that out. So that'd be 400 times 120 over 360 would equal 133 and 1/3. Now we need to find the area of that triangle, because that's the whole sector. So we know that's 20 and 20, so we can use the triangle formula. Area equals 1/2 times our two sides, which are 20 and 20, times the sine of 120. So remember that formula from a couple videos ago? So 20 times 20 is 400. Half of that would be 200. So I'd end up with 200 times the sine of 120. So work that out. 200 times the sine of 120. Let's put that in your calculator. I'm going to get about 173. So to find the area of that sector, I'm going to take the whole area, which is 133 and 1/3 pi. And my A got a little extra mark there. So area equals 133 and 1/3 pi minus the 173. So just to finish this off, you get that all in your calculator and you're going to end up with an area of about 245 and 5/10 millimeters squared. So that's if you need an approximation, but I didn't originally approximate the area of that sector, so let's go back and look and see if we don't approximate the area of the triangle. So let's look at this. If we put in our height of that triangle there, we just split that in half, so we know this is 60. This is 90, and we know this is 30. And our hypotenuse is 20. So that means the height of that is going to be 10, and our base is going to be 10 square roots of 3. If you remember the properties of a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So the area of that triangle would be base times height divided by 2. So that would be 10 times 10 square roots of 3 divided by 2. So 10 divided by 2 is 5 times 10 square roots of 3. So 5 times 10 square roots of 3 is going to give us 50 square roots of 3. So if you needed the exact answer, instead of 245 and 5/10, our exact answer would equal 133 and 1/3 pi minus 50 square roots of 3.